Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming to class, and I see that my silly computer changed screens again, so I'm just gonna leave it. All right, so good morning, everybody. Today we're gonna do kind of an overall stretching. We are gonna do some core work. Some of it compliments of Betty, so you all can blame her. She was showing me some moves this morning. I'm like, oh, I like those. So, but let's start by sitting well, and I'm just sitting up on a blanket because it feels nice today. But sit any way that makes sense for you. Be sure to be kind to your knees and your hips if you have to sit up higher or have your legs straight, or sit in any way that makes sense for you. And then take your shoulders up to your ears and squeeze them back, and down. Good, one more time, squeeze and back and down. And then let your hands rest wherever they are the most comfortable. Maybe close your eyes. Feel the shoulders move to the back body, feel the chest move forward in space just a little bit. And at the same time, the tailbone drops down, the crown of the head reaching up without lifting the chin. And we start to tap into the breath. We start to breathe. And we find our center. We find our spot on our mat, in our bodies, in our minds, that brings us fully into the yoga practice. Softening, working with the spine, drawing the spine nice and tall, low belly slightly engaged. Good, a few more breaths right here. Then let your eyes open. Take the arms out to the sides. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to your heart. Take one hand to your heart, press the other one out and back, way back as far as it'll go. And breathe, and then bring them back to center. Take the other hand, reach it out. And center, release, inhale, take it up. Exhale to your heart. One hand to chest, reach the other one, slight, just a baby twist, and release, other side. And center, release, take it up one more time. Exhale to your heart, take one hand in. And center, take the other one out. And center, inhale, take it up, drop the left arm down to the floor, take the right arm up and over, little seated twist here. And take it up. Exhale the other side. And center, good. Take both arms out, palms are face up. Roll the shoulders back and down. Yep, and stagger over there if you need to. And then internal and external rotation. And maybe you lower the arms, especially the cow, a little bit more so that the shoulders can stay as soft as possible while we work with the arms. Woo! Here we go, right? It's such a simple move, internal, external rotation. And then let the palms go face up. Curl your fingers, curl your wrists. Let's come into Popeye arms. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Try to bring your knuckles to your shoulders. Breathe and keep that curl. As you open the hands, turn the palms down and just hold. Drop the shoulders. Now, if your arms are getting super tired or your shoulders are getting really sore, just come on out. And then imagine that you're pushing down on a table. Woo, right, and feel that. And then take the pinky side of your hands back just a little bit. Don't overdo here and push down on the imaginary table. Good, deep breath, everybody, and release. Whoo, good, roll that out, roll that out. Inhale, I know, right? It's warm, see, it's warm. Inhale, take the arms up, exhale, one hand down, reach the other one over, and then reach over your knee. You're gonna take that same arm up at a diagonal, reach and look behind you, drop that hand behind, and take your left hand across to the right knee, or your opposite knee, whichever side you're going on. You're coming into a twist here. Deep breath, everybody. And then release both arms, take them up. Exhale down. Good, we're going to the other side. Take that arm up, reach it across. Just a little warm up for the upper body. And reach across that knee. Inhale all the way up diagonally, put it all the way down, and then reach that other arm across, bring it to your knee. Open up, go nice and broad through the shoulders. Deep, deep breath. Good, inhale, take it up. Exhale down. Good, release those legs, let's shake those out. Come into Dandasana pose or staff pose. Dandasana or staff pose. The legs are active, the feet are engaged. We're working with those shoulders and open them up. Let's see if we can take the arms up. Now, if you take your arms up and you go really rounded into your lower back, keep the hands down. Breathe, everybody, and just feel that. And imagine the chest getting even taller, but the low belly tones in. Maybe lift one leg. Good, fire up those arms a little bit more. And lower, lift up tall. And let's lift the other one. Working with the hip flexors, the quads. And lower, lift up tall again, and exhale. Well done, everybody. Bend your knees. I'm gonna turn sideways here. We're gonna work on just a little bit of core. I know that's always a joy for everybody, so we'll get it out of the way quickly. So let's start. I'm gonna stay seated on the blanket so that I have a little bit more cushion. The feet are coming to the front of your mat, and you're gonna lift up really tall. Take both hands in front of your right knee. And you're just gonna kind of hold on to it, and then you're gonna lift that knee, and you're gonna bring it to your chest. Whew. And then maybe extend the other leg out, but keep it bent. Yep, keep it bent, Julie. And then lean back. Good, and breathe. So I'm pushing my knee into my hands so that I have balance and digging my left heel into the floor, and then I'm gonna lift that chest just a little bit. And then see if you can bring the knee in closer without losing your balance. Good, Adriana, you might be able to lean back a little bit more. Woo. And push it away. And then bring it in. Push it away. Good, bring it in, hold, lift your chest, see if the other leg will lift without falling backwards. Push your knee back into your hands, it's gonna help with your balance. And lower and release. Anytime you want, just roll over those knees, give yourself a little bit of a break. And come on back up. Same thing other side, you're gonna dig your right heel in, you're gonna interlace those hands around the front of your left knee, you're gonna lean back and find your spot, right? Because we all have a spot. If I'm up here, I'm not doing a whole lot of work. If I'm here, I feel the belly. If I go here, I'm gonna lose my balance and round into my back. So push your knee into your hands and vice versa. Dig in, maybe extend the right leg out a little bit more for more work. And then bring the knee in and push it away. Bring it in, squeeze and push. Good, bring it in. And push it away, hold, lift the chest, see if you can lift the other leg. Hold, squeeze that belly. Keep the head neck neutral, right? So we're not dropping that head back. Breathe, find your spot, and release, feet down, and take it forward. Good, take both feet wide, so they can go on either side of your mat. Flex the feet, dig your heels in, lean back. Woo. So right away, right, you should be able to do a little drum roll here on your belly. You should feel how engaged that is, And then reach toward one knee with your opposite hand and switch. Good, if this hurts at all in your back, you're gonna lift up higher, you're gonna come more here and still keep the belly engaged. Woo. Good, breathe. If you're tapping your knee and it feels fine and you wanna reach past your knee, do that. Is anybody not feeling this yet? Yep, I know, right? And breathe, such a simple exercise. Again, good, smile, don't forget to breathe. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and come on up, maybe roll over those knees a little bit. Take a nice deep breath. See, I've never been one to delay the inevitable. So when I know I want to work core, I want to get it out of the way. All right, take it back. Hands underneath your thighs, lean back, lift your chest, pull the shoulders back, maybe lift those feet off the floor. So we talk about this all the time, right? Boat pose. This is my personal preference, hands or no hands. Some of you can extend out and you can play here with the hands to lift the chest and see how that feels. But when I let go, I start to round if my legs are straight. So I'm gonna keep my knees bent. You can cross your ankles and then press the ankles in away from each other. Woo, and lift up. And notice the more I talk, the longer you're holding your pose. Breathe and release. Woo. That's it. Just find your breath, everybody. And I'm gonna turn around so I can watch me howl. So let's dig in those heels and then let's lift up, cross the ankles again. If you crossed them before, cross the other way. Hands behind your thighs. Press your chest toward your thighs and feel that, right? If you poke on your belly, you're gonna feel that those muscles engaged to hold you here. Keep the hands behind, but then try to pull your legs away. Wow. And pull the ankles in toward or away from each other. So we are working super hard here to find that, hold that, and let go of the arms. Woo! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and right, it's sometimes we take a basic yoga pose like boat pose, and we just move it a little or focus a little different, and we find hopefully a little bit different engagement. So this one again, please be mindful of shoulders in particular. Dig your heels in, lean back, place your hands where they feel comfortable. So what's that mean? You can place the fingers pointing forward. That never feels good for me, so I don't do it, or turn the hands out, or they can be straight back, but usually a diagonal with the hands works the best. Squeeze in through the belly, pull the shoulders back, lift the heels. So this is reverse table. Breathe, don't let the head hang back, that's better. Breathe and drop your hips. Now, if that feels okay, we're gonna do that 4 more times. Adjust the hands so that it does not hurt your wrists. Here we go. So press up, down, lift up, squeeze, down. 3, 4, woo, and 5, press and lower. Nice job, everybody. And then turn right over on your blanket to table pose. And if you're not using a blanket, that's fine, but if your knees hurt, please cushion your knees so that you are okay where you are. Plant the hands, everybody. Draw the belly in. Let's take the left leg back. Squeeze into a nice neutral spine. Lift the leg and then point the toes. And imagine your whole left leg being engaged, right? So what does that mean? The hip and the glute, that's pretty easy. If we straighten the knee, the quadricep will engage. We're gonna level out the hips and put the weight of our torso right in the middle of the leg that's on the floor, on the knee that's on the floor.
Find that and then extend through the right hand, balancing table. That's it. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Hold, engage, right? So my right or my left knee just got really soft and I felt the disengagement of the quadriceps. I'm gonna see if I can open up the back knee. Let the right hand come down, listen up. Kickstand your right knee or your right foot out to the side. Come back to that middle space on the knee and then release your left hand. Fire up that whole left leg, the glute, the hip, the quad, and then maybe not take the left arm up to the ceiling. Good, squeeze into your belly, keep the tailbone nice and long. And release, whew. Come on down, shake it out, maybe you're gonna go into a little baby child's pose, maybe a puppy stretch. Good, and then come on up, everybody. So same thing, other side, we're gonna press through the right leg this time. And I always, as soon as I do that, I feel this kind of dip in my pelvis. So the first thing I do is tone that in. I lift the leg, point the toes, maybe tone the belly again. And then I want to see, can I feel the hip, the glute, the thigh, right? All of those starting to engage to hold that leg where it is. Squeeze the belly. Think about that first. Optional, you're going to take the left arm out and breathe. That's it. Hold, keep lengthening, taking that pubic bone up toward the belly button. I know I did say core this morning. Find your breath. And then lower the left hand kickstand, the left foot out to the side. Get good solid foundation with the left hand. We're taking the right arm to the hip maybe, or up toward the ceiling. Fire up the long leg, fire up your right leg, everybody. Breathe. And release it, I know. Maybe press back to puppy stretch. Stretch it out. Deep breath. All right, come on up. We're almost done. We're almost done with the core portion. We're not there yet. So we're gonna go to elbow plank. And it's up to you if you want just your mat or if you want to move your blanket underneath your elbows, just to, because sometimes that mat can be a little rough, to say the least, on your elbows. So blanket or no blanket, a soft interlace of your hands, a drawing really wide of the shoulder blades, and then just walk the knees back until you're in half plank. And what does half plank mean? Our behinds are not up in the air, our lower backs are not sagging. We're like this long piece of wood, and then press from your elbows to your fingers into your mat. And hold. I have my knees bent. I like that better, again, to keep off the kneecaps. And notice, right, already we're starting to feel core. So 1, you're here. 2, you're gonna flip your toes under and lift the knees. And once you do that, pretend you're squeezing a block. The shoulders and the elbows are lined up. I'm keeping the shoulder blades wide, kind of looking down where my palms are. Yep. Find that, keep breathing, press the heels back, isometrically press the collar, or not the collarbone, the sternum, the breastbone, press that forward, breathe, lower your knees, come down to your belly. Little baby Sphinx pose, and rock side to side. See if we hold them just a little longer. It does make a difference. Whew. All right, round two. Here we go. Where's my bell? Beep. Right, round two. Here we go. Pressing into the hands, lifting either half plank or full plank on elbows. Hang in there. Breathe, press in. Good. 1, you're here. 2, you're on your knees. 3, we're tapping the knee, single knee down for 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Take the whole body down. Find your breath. See, everybody here is so ecstatic that they aren't saying a word. Good, once you're down on your belly, just lift both legs. Squeeze your butt, keep the knees straighter. So Julie, if you can keep the legs straighter, the knees straighter, even if you lower your feet a little. Breathe better. And lower down, everybody, shake it out. I don't think there can be a round 2 without being a round 3. What do we think? Good, come on up. Now, I'm gonna give you a choice here to either stay on elbows or go to hands. That's gonna be up to you, right? So, a lot of my lovelies out there with wrist issues, elbows are definitely the way to go. Squeeze into those hands if you're using hands. And again, you're half plank. Half plank is a lovely place to start. Or you're flipping the toes under full plank. Open up the shoulders, everybody, press into the hands. Like you could press even further away. And then optional 10 taps of your knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, full plank. Lower your knees. Reach back, little puppy stretch. I know. Isn't it awesome? Awesome. And then from table pose, let's just step forward with the right foot. You're gonna bring your blocks into play here. So if you have your blocks, go ahead and grab them. Take them underneath your hands. They can be low, or they can be second height, or all the way up. Either one is okay. And breathe. And just do a really nice, easy lunge. Even in those easy lunges, right? Low lunges, we're keeping the back glute active. Breathe, open the shoulders, press into the back foot. Take your hands to your knees, press your torso up. Feel that nice stretch along that back quad. And take your arms up. And breathe, everybody. And notice. Exhale, hands down, listen up. You're gonna grab your blocks, take them up at the highest level, hold your lunge, press into your back foot, squeeze your belly, bring them up to your shoulders, press up, press down, and tap the ground. Just 3 of these. Bring it up, press, down, and to the floor. Last one. And down to the floor, release that. You're just gonna switch sides. So bring the right leg back, bring the left foot forward, start with your lunge. Right, so when we do these lunges, high or low, usually we're stretching the back legs, front quad, or the hip flexors. But we wanna be mindful that we don't just kind of dump into the joint. I know I talk about that a lot. It's very important. And breathe, squeeze through the belly. Just take your hands to your knee. Press up through the chest, press into the back foot. Yeah, take the arms up. Find your breath. Imagine you're holding a beach ball between the arms. Yeah, better. Notice your breath. How does this feel in your body? If it hurts your lower back, you probably have to come off pose a little bit. Exhale, hands down, take the blocks up at the higher level. Stay here, up to the shoulders, press up, 1, and down. And 2, you're gonna see this move a little later. And 3, and down, release. You can probably set those blocks to the sides for a moment. Lift your back knee, step back to downward facing dog. Ooh, that feels good. Pedal out the backs of the legs, everybody. Bending one knee and then the other. You can always take your feet wider here, especially if your hamstrings are tight. And then come to the tippy toes, just stretch out the feet. Back down toward the heels. Press those hands away from you. Find that beautiful long upper body. And then step your feet wide. Walk your hands back. Bend the knees. Hands come to your knees. Lift up through your head, neck, chest. And come on up and roll everything out. Well done, everybody. All right, so we're gonna mess with these blocks again. So put them up at the front of your mat. That won't do that. Hang on, we got some heat going on over there. So breathe. I can't put it up too high.
No, it's okay.
All right, so here we are standing in this nice solid pose, right? With the legs, mountain pose, the shoulders are back. Let's just inhale, reach the arms up. As you bring your hands to your heart, come into a little squat, just a little one. And then look down at your feet. You should see your toes easily because your hips are sitting back. The heels isometrically draw in, the toes isometrically draw out. Take your hands to your knees. Open the shoulders back up. See if you can go lower. Please don't hurt your knees here, stay high. Now tuck your belly in, lengthen your tailbone, lift your chest. Maybe take the arms out, fairly low chair pose. And breathe. I know, longer holds today, working with strength. Breathe, and then push into your feet to stand up. And exhale, let it go. And shake that out. Now these little blocks, I'm gonna see, I may hit the fans here. So here's what I want to try to do, and I don't want you to hurt your knees. So we're gonna do some squats, and we're gonna combine it with what is called a suitcase carry. If you're doing weights or you're working out at a gym or something. And a suitcase carry is, imagine these blocks are suitcases and you're carrying them and then you gotta set them down, right? That's kind of the idea, I think. And then you're gonna pick them up and you're gonna put them in the airplane. I'm making this stuff up, but you know, you got the idea, right? So you're gonna bend carefully, set it down, let go, and reach up. I'm going wide because I got a fan up there. Come down, pick them up, and lift. There you go, down, and lift, and down, pick them up, and lift. Hold on to your blocks. Want you to think about some things. A lot of people squat, but they don't, they squat the chest too far forward. So when you set them down, I kind of look out so that my chest doesn't drop here. It stays as lifted as it can for the squat, which is chair pose, right? It's just chair pose. So we lengthen, we're here, we go, okay, there's my squat, there's my lift. And then we take that home and we go, I gotta pick that up. So I'm gonna pick that up. Keep it close. All right, let's do 5 more. 6 more, because we gotta be even. All right, so the heels press in, the feet press out. You can go wider if it feels better for your legs. Shoulders are back, belly is toned, that's why we worked it in the beginning. So think about it, right? You're not doing head, you're doing legs. So drop down. You don't have to come this far. You don't even have to go anywhere near the floor. Keep it contained. Bring it up. And down. And up, I'm going wide. And down. Squeeze, what do you think? Where do you feel it? Go slow so you feel it. It's coming from those legs. Good, 2 more. And out. And down. And out, hold. Breathe, take those hands to your sides. You're holding on to the blocks. Internal, external rotation. You would not think that a couple of ounces would make a difference, but it does. Good, breathe, woo. Yes, feeling that. Shoulder work. Turn the palms face up and give me a little bit of a bounce. Oh, good. Julie, just watch the kind of arching of your back. Soften the knees instead. Breathe, turn them forward. Ooh, I know. Turn them down. Holy moly, and drop. And roll that out. Let's bring these blocks back to the front of our mats. And Lisa, if you're still with me, I'm so proud of you. So hang in there, do what you can. All right, here we are, mountain pose, right? Can always stop and take a little sip of water or something. Find your equilibrium, know that it's your yoga practice. So you come and move into it as you can. You take a rest when you need to. Shoulders to back. Nice deep breath. All right, inhale, take it up. Exhale all the way down or to your blocks, whichever one feels right. You can take your hands to your blocks, soften the knees, step back with your right leg. Your right knee is either going to be down or up this time. Make sure your pose is wide enough. Keep your blocks with you. Squeeze your belly, take them up and reach them up. Yep, find your breath. Press through the back heel. Fire up the back leg, everybody. Notice. Good. Option. Bend the back knee. Ooh. I know, I'm sorry. I'm getting ready for a trip. I do all my strength stuff before a trip. Good, and then bring the elbows in and touch as you straighten the back leg. Just one more of those. Bring them in close. Press them up. Bend the back knee, optional, that makes it harder. Bring them in close, straighten the back leg. Woo! Set your blocks forward, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Lower both knees to the floor. Kickstand your left foot out. Plant your left hand, extend the right leg long. Bring your hand to your hip, you're sideways. And then lift the leg, optional. Lift the arm, optional. We're back where we were right at the beginning. Breathe. Maybe point your toes. Maybe take the arm over your ear. Those make it a little harder, but not super hard. And release, hands to the floor. Lower your right knee, come to downward facing dog. Find your breath. Step forward, right leg. Step forward, left. Bend both knees. Make sure your feet are hips width apart. Take your hands to your knees. Lengthen your tailbone as you come to chair. Smile. Swim. Why not? Right? And breathe. And then hands to knees, push up. Mountain pose. Deep breath. Look how strong my girls are. All right, other side. And then we're done with that little flow. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Remember, you can come halfway. Take your hands to your blocks, soften the knees, and step back with your left leg. Find your nice lunge, everybody. Remember that knee can be down and can stay down through that whole thing. Take your hands to your, or take your blocks with you. Bring them up. Woo. Take them up. And breathe. Squeeze your back glute. Bend the back knee. Did we do blocks on the other side? I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh, heck. What the heck? It's fun. All right. Good. Bend. Straighten. Lower. Good. And then bend the back knee. Take it up. We'll just have to do it a little different. And breathe. I thought so. Who knows? Breathe. Good, bend close. Lower the blocks of the hands as you straighten the leg. Yeah, that feels right. Last one, bend. Take it up. I know these are hard. Hang in there. Squeeze your belly. Bend the back knee. And release, hands to the floor. Straighten that back leg. I know it. Move the blocks out of the way. Step back to downward facing dog. Plant your hands, spread those fingers. Feel the whole circumference of your palms pressing into the mat. Find your breath. Lower to your knees. Kickstand out the right foot. I always have to adjust my right hand in because I go wide. And then just find the framework, right, for this pose. Tailbone long, shoulders are back, the leg lifts, the arm reaches up, optional. Maybe point the toes, maybe take the arm over the ear. Try to stay right at the middle of the knee, not forward of it. And reach up, release it, hand down. Both knees down, press back, either child's pose, hero pose, or puppy stretch. Good, find your breath, everybody. And release from here, table pose. Downward facing dog. Hold your pose. Feel where the weight of your hands normally is and see if you can spread it out through the whole hand, all the way from the fingertips to the inner heels of those hands. And then look at your hand, step forward, right leg or left leg, doesn't matter. Step forward with your other leg. Take your hands to your knees, start to lift your chest. Here we go, last chair. Arms reach up. And breathe, head, neck soft, arms active. And stand all the way up. And release, good, shake it out, everybody. See? Wow. Good, roll your shoulders, shake out those legs. We're gonna do one more version of this suitcase carry. I'm watching my fan here, so I may step off. I think that'll work. So you can either take them long, right? Which means that when you come to a squat, if you want to tap, it's not quite as far, right? So please trust your hips, your knees. Don't do it if it hurts, okay? So what we're gonna do is, that's different, is we're gonna tap down. And then as we come up, we're gonna see if we can lift one knee. And you could drop the blocks, really, they're just a focus tool. And then we're gonna tap down and we're gonna go to the other leg, okay? All right, roll your shoulders. Fire up your legs, make sure your feet are wide enough apart. Breathe. So simple, just breathe.
All right, here we go, loves. When you're ready, remember not to drop your chest, to sit back down, come up, find one foot, lift the other knee. And then drop on purpose, come down, push into your other foot as you lift. And down. If you do this fast, it's really hard to find your balance. Breathe. And woo, up, down, and up, squeeze, down. Good, we got one more on this side, which is obviously my not so balanced side. Come down, we're gonna lift and hold. So lift and hold. Take the arms out. Breathe. Only if you want to extend. Woo! I know. Bend the knee. Here we go, down. Last one, last side. Up. First find that. Take the arms wide, flex the foot, squeeze the belly. And just lower. Well done, well done, well done. Set those blocks down. Roll out your shoulders. Good, just find a spot where you can put a finger or hand on a wall. If you can, I want you to bend the knee, grab your foot, and reach the leg back while tucking the pelvis forward to stretch out that leg we just worked quite a bit. Now there's an option here with the strap that he's demoing it beautifully. And you would take that strap around your ankle and bring it this way, which I would do. Right, and then you'll feel this stretch right here. And breathe. Good, release that side, everybody. And go to the other side. And notice, even this, just notice how you're standing, right? Because you're all yogis. So that standing leg is a solid standing leg. Julie, notice how you're leaning way to the outside of your standing foot. So press into the big toe. Ah, there you go. Breathe. And release it. Shake that out, everybody. All right, so we have one more leg thing, and then we're gonna call it a day for the harder leg work. So take your blocks. Make sure they're on your mat and they're up at the highest level. And then just come into a forward fold. Move the blocks in a way that they are more or less under your shoulders, and then walk the feet back so that you feel like you're kind of at an L shape, right? My ankles and my hip bone are lined up, my hips and my shoulders, relatively speaking, lined up. I know everybody's different. And then bend the knees, bend, 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 sit back and lean back. Almost like you're gonna take off down a ski hill or something, for those of you who ski. And then straighten the legs, keep everything where it is. Step into the left foot and see if you can raise the right leg straight out from the hip, and then point the toes. Good, breathe. Check where you are on the standing leg, on that foot. Try to find the middle of that foot. So you're not at the toes, you're not at the heel. One, you're here. Two, the left hand will reach back toward the hip. The shoulder is open. You're looking at your mat. Put the hand back. Release the leg. Woo. And just kind of bend the knees, walk in place, just shake all that out. Woo. Good, so let's go to the other side. We're finding that really nice kind of L-shaped position. Bend the knees and just sit back. Don't let the head neck drop too much. You're looking toward the top end of your mat. This is a nice stretch for the back, usually, and guess what? We're doing another squat. And straighten the legs.
Plant your right foot and lift the left. Maybe you point the toes, squeeze the belly in, level out the hips. Optional, you're gonna release the right hand and reach it back behind you. Stay in the middle of your right foot. It's really tempting to go into those toes. And hand down, foot down. Woo. Bend both knees, bring the hands to your knees, and come up. And roll your shoulders. Last one here, tree pose. You can near a wall, right? Tree pose is one of the more basic balance poses. But again, if we can find the middle space of the feet, it makes it that much easier. And if we can keep the standing leg, hip, and glute active, we don't sway and we find that really strong, tall tree. So when you're ready, maybe your hands come to your hips, you're gonna find a place that isn't moving, right? Find your drishti, your still point. Turn whichever leg you wanna go first is okay with me. Just turn it out to the side and get that sense. And then squeeze standing legs hip in. One, you're here. Two, you're gonna just take it off the floor and play here, right? Tapping down as you need to. Three, you're gonna bring that foot where you want it. Your hands are at your heart for the most stability. If you're near a wall, you can take a knee or a hip to the wall, or a finger. And then when you're ready, take the arms out. And now remember, you're a tree, right? And your tree can sway in the wind, but it is tall, right? It is lengthy. It is breathing, the fingers are the leaves. Chest is open. Oh. And let go. Woo, shake that out. All right, other side, everybody, and then we're gonna take it down to the floor. So here we are, find that solid balance, turn the leg out, squeeze that hip in. Remember, a hand to a wall or a knee to the wall is lovely. Take the foot to the place that makes the most sense for you today. And then bring your hands to your hips or to your heart. Squeeze in through the standing leg. Take the arms out if you want. Find the chest lifting, the belly tones, the foot pushing into the leg and the leg pushing back. Breathe. Got a lot of movement in here today for me. Breathe. And release. And shake it out. And then take your feet wide on your mat. Your toes can either be straight forward or turned out. Deep hinge of the hips and come into a just a nice relaxing forward fold. That's it. Maybe walk the fingertips forward just gently to keep the spine long, to keep the spine from rounding. Spread your toes wide. Maybe plant the fingertips and allow the hips to pull back, just to create a little traction here. And then release. You're gonna walk your hands to the front end of your mat, change your feet so that you can come back to a lunge. And then from a lunge, downward facing dog. From down dog, lower your knees. Keep a block with you. And we're gonna actually go right to our backs here.
So very gently, in fact, let's start seated, come back to a seat just for a second, sorry about that. Just so we don't quite transition that quickly, and then just windshield wiper the legs. Oh, that feels good. And then come to center, know that you can sit on a block or a blanket, take one leg straight. Draw the other leg in, coming into Janu Sirsasana, watch your knee, right? If you have your block and your knee is up high, just please cushion that knee so that you're not just straining through the inner thigh. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, a forward fold, chest is tall, take the hands forward, draw the shoulders back and feel that sternum, that chest bone, just feel it lift. And you take your body forward. Just breathe, everybody. Release this, press up. Listen up, you're gonna take the bent knee, point it up to the ceiling, cross it over, engage your lower leg, wrap yours. So if I just crossed over with my, I'm gonna try to mirror here. If I crossed over with my left leg, it's my right arm that wraps. So your opposite arm wraps. Lift your chest and come into a twist. Make sure your bottom leg is pretty fired up here. Good, breathe soft through the head, neck, shoulders. And center. Good, lift and straighten, shake both out, circle your ankles. And then go to the other side, so bending the knee and then allowing it to go out to the side, using the block if that's appropriate. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Open up the shoulders, everybody. Find your breath. Find that patience to just be in awareness of your stretch, right? Don't force anything to go deeper, to go more. Breathe. Couple more breaths. Good, press into your hands, lift up, woo. Take the bent knee, stand it up on end, and then step it over, lift up really tall, take that opposite hand around the knee, and then twist back. Nice fired up long leg. Good, breathe. Deep breath. And release back to center. Good. Now keep a block near you. Straighten those legs. Take your feet to the front of your mat. Very much on purpose. lift up through your spine and take yourself all the way down. You may want to have your strap nearby, by the way. In. And then place your feet on the floor. Your knees are bent and some pelvic tilts and tucks here. Just tilt, tuck. Yep. The next time you have tucked and your lower back is toward the floor, I want you to stay there, press into your feet and lift the hips just a few inches up, 2, 3, 4 inches. So don't come into a full bridge pose. Don't lift up as high as you could. And then the hands come down to your sides and you're just gonna grab the side edges of your yoga mat. And press the backs of the arms in and lengthen your tailbone, drawing in through the hips and the glutes. Good. We're gonna march in place. This is also core work, right? This is lower transverse abdominis to stabilize your core to lift one leg. So press into one, lift the other. Just a little bit, set it down, level your hips, lift the other. Good, and 2, down, 3, down. Keep the tailbone lengthened so that it doesn't last long land in your lower back, lift, and lift, good, squeeze your mat, 4, 3, 2, 1, press into both feet, lengthen and lift your hips into boat or bridge pose. Find your breath. And lower down fully. Whew. Take the arms overhead and find the corners of your yoga mat, even if you have to scoot down a little bit. So your arms are not fully straight, but they're not bent a lot either. Just go to the corners, hold on, and I want you to pull that mat both away from you and out a little bit. Don't overdo here. Nice long spine. Keep the arms and straighten the legs. Good, so you're pulling those arms away from you. My elbows are soft, but I'm yanking on that yoga mat. Opening up, trying to release that spine a little. And release those arms. Good, scoot yourself back on your mat if you had to go low. Bend your left knee, bring it into chest. You can use your strap here to take the leg up or not. Straighten the left leg up and your hands are either behind your knee or you're using your strap. Straighten your right leg. Draw the shoulders down. If you're using your hands, try to press your thigh, the back of your thigh into your hands a little bit. And point your toes. And give it a good flex. And then point. Good flex here, big circle with that foot. Big circle the other way. And then a soft flex, a press back of the knee, lift your right foot. Hold. One, you're here, either hands are strapped, or you're gonna release those hands and point them up to the ceiling. Final, sneaky little core work right here. Take the right arm overhead, so you got left leg up, right arm overhead, other 2 limbs are suspended. And release knees to chest. Both feet to the floor. Your right leg comes in, the right leg goes straight. You're using your strap or your hands. From here, straighten the left leg. Left leg is down to the floor, stretching out all that work we just did. Point your right foot and then flex. Good, point and flex. Maybe a big circle. Always want to be working through these ankles, everybody. Circle the other way. Big deep breath.
And then a soft flex of the foot as the back of the knee opens. Lift your left leg optionally. Take the arms both up toward the ceiling, again, optional. And final optional, left hand goes back to the floor, the right arm and the right leg are lifted. Whew. Breathe, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, both knees to chest. And I kind of just changed my mind about how I want to finish. So if you can get both of your blocks toward you, that'd be great. The soles of the feet come together, the blocks go to the outer hips or outer knees for a supported Baddha Konasana. This is not Shavasana, but it is a restorative pose. As we start to let these legs go, make sure your legs are fully supported on your blocks. You should have no work happening in these legs, whether your blocks are up high or down low. The palms go face up, down at your sides, or you can go to cactus with the arms, whatever feels best. And then we allow the breath to move in and out. If you're feeling your lower back at all, please lengthen the lower back by dragging the tailbone down, the sacrum down, or moving the shoulders forward, but just coming to a more neutral spine there. Breathe. And if it is okay for your shoulders, just let the hands come under the head very softly, interlaced, very, very softly, so that your arms in some way mimic the legs. So now we're allowing the shoulder joints and the hip joints to both relax and open a little bit. The jaw is soft, the belly is soft. Just breathe here. If your arms are still behind your head, just release those down, either to your sides or resting on belly. And take both hands, draw the knees back together. Move one block out of the way, take your second block at the lowest setting underneath your sacrum. Please make sure it's not on your low back at all. It should be below the line of your hips. And either you're going to stay here, this is a restorative bridge pose. Make sure your sacrum is fully on your blocks, or you're going to bring the knees toward your chest and extend the legs up for an inversion. This should feel comfortable and easy. Just breathe. Feel your whole nervous system calming down. And 2 more nice deep breaths right here. And then very slowly bend both knees. You're gonna take 1 foot at a time to the floor. Please don't do both. And just pause for a second here. And then press into your feet, lift your hips, take that block out. Optional, since the blocks are close, if you wanna put those blocks underneath your thighs, we are finally ready for Shavasana. So finding the Shavasana that feels good to you, again, maybe it's on your back, maybe it's on your side, maybe it is seated. But we close our eyes. We fully let go, we surrender into this pose. Feel yourself softening even more.
Start to wiggle your toes, everybody. Maybe bend your knees, let your feet come back to the floor. If your blocks are there, maybe move those out of the way. And then bend the knees, draw your knees towards your chest. Just rock side to side. Allowing the knees to roll over to one side, pausing in fetal pose. And then pressing all the way up. Coming back to a seat. Just feeling the state of your mind, your body, your heart after practice. Bring your hands to your heart, bowing to your own inner wisdom and strength. Namaste, everybody. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for coming, everybody.